Welcome to another episode of No Talking During the Movies. I am your host, Stephen Austin.
And I'm your co-host, Tank.
Tank is Cyborg, and I am Wonder Woman, because Oh, damn it, this song again! For those who watch the Snyder Cut, you get that joke. Today, we will be talking about the Snyder Cut at the end of the episode. We still are doing Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We're just going to get to that first. So we're going to be running through some trailers. It's a really, looking at the topics today, Tank, it's a really superhero-packed episode, isn't it?
Well, I mean, I feel like everything these days is either superhero, sci-fi, or horror. I feel like
we
we're
got
missing
all
a lot.
three today. Yeah.
Yeah.
So excited. So let's just get right into some of the trailers. Starting off, we have Stowaway. Tank, what did you think of the trailer for Stowaway?
Well, I mean, right off the bat, I'm a little sick of space movies.
Really? Because this is the type of thriller that I'm interested in.
But I will say the cast is all people that I like.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
I love Anna Kendrick.
Mhm.
I love B.D. Wong. You know, it looks so. I'll check it out, and it's a Netflix original. So
Yep.
you know, I mean, it's just they're just continually impressing me with their quality of the movies and the stars that they have in them. So I'll definitely check it out. The trailer didn't do much for me though. I will be 100%
Really?
honest. Yeah.
I feel like the trailer let me know exactly what type of movie it is, and that's what I appreciated about it. Like it definitely gave me like, oh, this is going to be a tense sci-fi thriller where any moment could send them flying into space. It's like Gravity, except
I was gonna say I saw Gravity, and I remember going to that movie with really low expectations, but being really blown away by that movie.
Good.
So this could probably fall into that same realm as well.
Yeah, I'm hoping so, because I think it looks pretty exciting. The plot is essentially a guy who was working on a ship. Is that what it was? Like he's like maintenance for the ship, right?
I'm not exactly sure, to be 100% honest with you. It looks like he was just there and he fell asleep.
Somehow he's accidentally stowed away onto a ship that is a 2-year mission to Mars.
I'm just relieved that it's not an amorphous blob that just goes around killing people. That's stowaway.
Give it time. Give it time. It'll happen. That's actually the big twist in the movie. It just gave it away. How crazy would it be if that actually is what happens in the movie and we just like gave it away without even realizing?
Wouldn't be the first time I call the show like that, blind.
I totally believe you. So next we have In the Earth, which, by the way, so this trailer...
Boo!
Yeah, here's the thing. This trailer immediately gave me vibes of like, ooh, this looks very interesting. And then the trailer immediately went to like stereotypical horror film trailer vibes where like every other shot is just like weird images like flashing on the screen. And I was just like, damn it, you had me in the first half, not gonna lie. Like...
Well, also, here's the thing about that movie. The main guy, I believe his name is Joel McIntyre, I think, maybe. This guy, I feel like he's gonna be a big star. He's got a lot of projects
doing movies like this.
Well, you know, everybody does one of these terrible movies, you know.
Sure.
This is like The Witch, or, you know,
The
this
Vivitch?
is one of, yeah, exactly. This is one of those type of movies, and I don't care for them. I don't care about them.
Have you seen The Vivitch?
No, I don't.
Oh, man. It's good. That's a good one, actually.
Those kind of movies actually look scary to me. You know,
The Vivitch is actually scary.
Typical scary movies don't really scare me, but a movie like that does kind of freak me out a bit.
I get that.
But I've got no interest in this, and I was really disappointed because I wanted to see this guy do something else.
I have a thing with horror films where there's a difference between like good horror and modern horror, and modern horror is just like consistent jump scares, where good horror is like the plot of the film is what scares you. It's not not a cat running across the screen and a piano falling down a flight of stairs. You know, it's Michael Myers hiding behind a window, and then the camera moves, and then it moves the next way, and then he's not there. Like, that's the shit that's scary. Where jump scare is like, it's like comedy where a good joke will make somebody laugh, but also tickling will.
Right.
There's a difference between the two.
Well, like when you saw Jaws, being in a pool at night got you scared. You
Exactly.
know what I mean?
It
but
sits with you.
Deep Blue Sea, it doesn't have the same effect. It's just
sure. Well, it's also realistic vibes to the horror as well.
Yes. Yes.
I was never nearly as scared of Freddy Krueger because I knew a dream hopping monster is not real. But a guy who just has a knife and is walking around corners and can hide, like, that's a very real threat. Like, anybody could be that guy. Magical horror is just like, well, I know that's not real.
Magical horror.
Magical horror, yeah.
Sounds like a thrash metal band.
I have to cut this part out of the video. I'm making a band. Magical horror. We are magical horror.
Abra, cadabra. Oh. That hurt my throat.
Yeah, I do jokes like that all the time, and then I'm like, it's a good thing I don't use my voice for anything. But yeah, In the Earth, it really, like, the trailer looked very promising at the start, and then once it kind of delved into, like, oh, it's just another one of these horror films, I was like, nah, never mind. Never mind.
It's a big old pass for me.
But I think both of us can agree what trailer won today, and it's the next one that we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one for sure.
Because, boy, it sounds like the thing that will make the Suicide Squad popular is James Gunn, the guy who made Guardians of the Galaxy work.
I gotta tell you, man, watching this trailer, I was surprised by a couple things. Number one,
King Shark.
No, because I saw King Shark in the piece that they did that was telling that was coming up.
Right.
I was surprised that they brought back Amanda Waller as the same person.
Yeah.
And Rick Flag. I didn't think he was going to come back because
neither did I.
he was one of the worst parts of the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing what I've seen from this movie, he looks like he's going to be awesome in this movie.
Yeah, honestly, everybody looks like they're playing their part very well. Like, just from the trailer that we saw. It looks super exciting. I just want to talk about King Shark again. Can we talk about how that's Sylvester Stallone?
Is it Sylvester Stallone?
Sylvester Stallone.
It's pretty awesome.
Hand.
No, that's awesome. And then when he grabs the guy and he just eats him, he goes, nom, 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 nom.
Yeah. And then him ripping apart that other guy.
Also, got a credit to them for making it R-rated.
Yeah, honestly, when James Gunn yesterday, I think he announced that there was going to be a Red Band trailer, and that reminded me. I was like, oh, that's right. This movie's gonna be like hard R, like, and it's gonna be gory. Most of the main characters are probably gonna die. Like, this is fun. This is gonna be exciting.
John Cena's character looks really fun, and looks like he's been going to acting classes. So that's awesome.
Can we talk about that little bit where he's talking about, like, the field of dicks? If I had to eat every single one of those for liberty, I absolutely would. I love him so much. And, of course, he's the one out of all of them that's getting the HBO TV show, which, like, after watching that trailer, I got way more excited for the TV show.
Well, yeah, and he's, he thinks he's the good guy. You know what I mean? Like,
well, yeah, I think he described him as, like, the douchey Captain America.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's awesome.
He's just a vigilante, but he kills people, so that's...
Yeah.
It's
so funny.
It's really exciting.
It's like if Captain America and the Punisher had a baby.
That would be really bizarre, but...
It's literally a man who's like, for liberty!
And to replay, I mean, like, King Shark is such an upgrade over Killer Croc that it's unbelievable.
Oh my god! When they announced the first Suicide Squad and they, like, showed off what the characters would look like and they showed Killer Croc, I was like, damn, that's a shame.
It was real bad, but this, I mean, and King Shark in the Flash TV series is also an abomination.
Oh yeah, well. That's also because they have to do all their CGI work in, like, a week.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Those
I get it. It's just
poor employees.
that this looks a million times better, and I'm really excited.
It does. So. I'm really excited for it. It's gonna be great.
And the movie's gonna be awesome. The characters look great.
Yeah,
really cool stuff.
Honestly, I knew it was going to be good, but like this just put all the hype and excitement into me on terms of like even that whole like we got a kaiju. Like with the
that guy looks like he's gonna be really funny too.
Which one was that? Who said it?
The guy who said it. He's in a couple scenes. And
is that the polka dot man? Is it?
Yeah. I don't know if that was polka dot man. The controller guy, the guy drinking the soda.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
The guy who said we got a kaiju up in this.
I forgot. He was the one who said it.
Yeah. There's a couple like when King Shark grabs a guy and starts eating him, he's like, ah! It's really funny.
And then Peter Capaldi, looking like a real weirdo. He's the guy with all that stuff out of his head.
Oh, I love that scene. That scene too, where they're like, if you have a personalized license plate, we will kill you. If you cough without covering your mouth, we will kill you.
No, Harley, stop. By the way, that is not an open invitation to cough without covering your mouth.
That's really funny.
It's really good.
Really funny scene.
It's honestly like some of the best. Like the banter in that movie is gonna be just.
Especially now that they're R-rated and they can do stuff. And
they can say whatever they want. Like, oh my god, it's gonna be so good.
It's terribly exciting. And Idris Elba. I mean,
I was just about to say Idris Elba. Like. He's kind of like the underrated character in that whole trailer, but he's gonna steal the show in a lot of scenes.
Yeah. And I wish Will Smith was in it, but what are you gonna do?
I do too. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe if it's really, really successful, like if this version is very successful, they'll do a sequel to this one, and then they can grab some other characters. Like maybe they bring back in Killer Croc and it's like, oh no, his mutation got worse or something, and then he looks accurate.
It looks like they're gonna do a great job. I feel like.
I think so. Yeah.
And there's so many people in it. You know what I mean? Like so many characters.
Well,
they can't all be.
They're all like I'm gonna say 3/4 of the characters are gonna die.
That sounds about right.
I fully believe that like most of them are gonna die. Like Pete Davidson, he's gonna die. He's gonna die quick. I think. He'll have a great moment. He's gonna die quick.
It's got it right because he can't go. You can't. And it's probably gonna be like in a really silly way.
It's absolutely. It's like Deadpool 2 and like. Like how they pulled together the X-Force and like Terry Crews is there and all of them die and the invisible guy's Brad Pitt. Like what a cameo. But yeah, the movie's gonna be a ton of fun. I'm really excited. Like honestly, DC's doing some interesting stuff. I mean, it's not like their universe is being fixed because I think my whole thing about the DC EU now is that they should call it the DCM for multiverse because they should just keep doing all these side projects. Don't even worry about having this overarching narrative because it hasn't worked so far unless they want to restart. But for right now, we're these side projects like Joker, the Suicide Squad, the Harley Quinn TV show, like they're all so good. But then there's still like Batman v Superman overshadowing all of them as like, here's the reason why we're not good enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. And the thing is, like, to try to create that universe, I just don't think that works. So they just, and you don't want to restart everything because you do have some legitimately good pieces.
Exactly. Yeah.
Totally. Stand alone on their own. So you could try to start over. You could fail again if you make terrible decisions like before.
But like the Batman with Robert Pattinson, like if that does so well that they're just like, all right, I guess he's jump starting the new one. You know what I mean? Like, all right, I guess we gotta start. They're already working on another Superman. They're already doing another Superman movie. So
with Henry Cavill?
I don't think so. I think they're doing. Remember, I think they're doing the Black Superman for it.
Oh, okay.
So that could be the introduction to a new line of like another universe of heroes, and Robert Pattinson's the Batman in that. Like, it could introduce another line of Justice League. That's what I'm saying. But then it's also depressing because, like, Gal Gadot is like a perfect Wonder Woman. I really enjoy Ben Affleck's Batman, but, you know, I guess we're going to see him again in the Flash movie, which is great, but also who knows what's going to happen from there. And then I love Henry Cavill as Superman. And I'd love to see him in another, like, Man of Steel 2 is something I would actually really like to see, even though I know it's probably not going to happen. I don't know. I'm really split on DC right now. And we're going to be talking about the Snyder Cut later, which should be exciting. But yeah, I think that's relatively going to do it for trailers. Suicide Squad, I think, is just going to be a huge win, and I'm super, super excited for it.
Now, that's going to be on HBO Max, or is that going to be just the theaters?
It's going to be theaters and HBO Max. So another, like, there's plenty of things I've been, like, seeing trailers or, like, announcements for that I keep looking, and then at the end it's like, and also on HBO Max day one. And I'm like, yes!
It's pretty exciting.
So great. Though, who knows? Maybe Suicide Squad's a movie that will come out, and I'm just like, I kind of have to see that one in theaters. Who knows? Who knows? We'll see. Because also, comedy movies like that, the audience interaction is good.
Yeah. And you know, it's funny, because one of our stories coming up, we're going to talk about this.
Like the re-release?
Today, yeah. So, and today, AMC has announced that like 98% of their theaters are going to open back up.
Yeah, that's right.
Here's my reality. I really need to go back.
Yeah, honestly, the theater experience is something that I feel like, you know, let's just get right into it. We're going to start talking about news right now. And the thing that we want to talk about is the fact that Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, my personal favorite movie, is coming back into theaters on April 30th. By then, I will probably be, you know, fully vaccinated and free to lick all the doorknobs in the world. So I can go to this theater and watch my favorite movie on the big screen again, which is super exciting. But the only reason why I would is because it's Scott Pilgrim versus the World. It's my favorite movie. And there's going to be plenty other movies that I think we're just going to have to, you know, be real with ourselves and be like, is this going to be a theater experience for us? You know what I mean? Like Suicide Squad, is that worth going to the theater? Or are we just going to watch it on HBO Max?
You know, I mean...
Godzilla versus Kong?
Yeah, I'm going to watch it at home. It comes out next Friday. I'm gonna watch it at home.
That's right. I'm so excited to talk about that movie.
I don't feel the need to go anywhere. You know what I mean?
Well, yes.
Like I'll be vaccinated soon anyway, and still I don't care. I don't want to go back to my office. I don't need to go back to the movie theater if they're gonna continue. Now here's what's gonna suck is you're gonna have to if they're gonna start pulling movies from streaming services and making them.
Remember, all of 2021 is doing they're doing that HBO Max, you know, same time thing. Premium access is still going to happen. They announced that Luca, that Pixar film, is coming to Disney Plus day one.
But also,
but not premium access.
There's stuff like the movie Nobody that comes out today.
Yeah.
That I don't know if that's going to be on any services,
I
might, in a typical situation, I would go see that movie at the theater because I want to see it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to wait to see it. So I don't know. It's the only reason I would go to a movie theater to see a movie is that I really, really want to see it, and I don't want to wait till it comes out on
I get that.
Streaming or whatever.
I mean that's the same world that we lived in before, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the world we lived in before was it'll take some time before this comes to a streaming service or on DVD. So we have to see it in theaters. You know, that's the whole point. It keeps the industry alive and stuff. But I feel like that need and that requirement now is like it's really going to become, hey, is this a theater experience movie for us? Or, oh, Nobody, a movie that's not going to come to any streaming services and it won't for a long time. I guess this has to be a theater experience. You know what I mean? It's a very weird world we're living in right now.
Yeah, without question. And you know, before all this, I probably wouldn't have as much, you know, and even it's not even so much worried about getting sick or anything like that. It's just I don't want to deal with it. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to deal with it.
Well, exactly. Yeah. So it's funny because I made a video on the thing I'm most popular on TikTok, talking about that Scott Pilgrim's getting re-released. And I opened the video with like, what is the one movie that would get you back into the theaters? You know, kind of the conversation we're already having. But you would not believe the amount of stitches I got with people just being like, none. I never have to go to the theater again. You know what I mean? And it's just people, by the way, giving really harsh energy. And I'm like, that's fine. You don't have to go to the movie. One of them, by the way, spoke with an entire, was speaking in a British accent. So I imagine he's from Great Britain. And he ended it with, I don't know, maybe it's just an American thing. And I was like, whoa, like, where did that come from? Movie theaters are all over the planet.
I mean, I don't know, man. I think it's just one of those things that kind of woke people up, as maybe they weren't as missing as much as they thought they would miss.
It's not as important as you think now.
Right.
And COVID really proved that to people. But
I think streaming had such a role in that, because the way that streaming and stuff stepped up to try to fill that entertainment void. And then you realize, wow, I don't have to spend $10 on a ticket and then another $20 on snacks to have to watch a movie. I can watch a movie at my house and be just entertained. So I think that's got a lot to do with it, and I think that's a big problem for movie theaters.
It is. 100% is. And we're living in a world where just, like I said, I think it really will just come down to, I think this movie will be the one I'll see in theaters. This is the one I'll okay for theaters.
Did you see it the original time, Scott Pilgrim? Did you see it in the theaters?
I did.
The first time
I saw the midnight release.
Oh wow! Wow! You were really into it.
I didn't even know what the movie. All I knew is that it was like a video game inspired film. That's all I knew about it. I didn't read the comics before then. I only saw like the trailer, and I was just like, yeah, this just looks really cool. So me and my friends were like, hey, it came out in August, so school was coming back. So we were like, hey, like, let's do one last big thing for summer. Let's go see the midnight release of this film that looks awesome. And it immediately became my favorite film after that.
Man, a film, it's really got to be like the movie of the summer to get me to go to a midnight release.
Well, it was funny too, because like while we were there, like people were walking into the theater wearing like Scott Pilgrim t-shirts, and I was like, look at these losers.
Yeah,
and then I became that loser.
Yeah, you did. No,
also, Tank, your fan got loud suddenly.
Oh no, that's not good.
Yeah, I'm just warning you now.
So, I remember I saw the movie at the theater as well, but I saw it on accident, and I fell in love with it. Like I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know what it was. I hadn't heard of it.
That's funny.
But I was I can't remember what I was doing that day, but I'd seen one movie. A lot of times what I would do is go to a movie and then go to a second movie. Like I saw A-Team and the new Karate Kid movie with Jaden Smith the same day. And then for some reason I was doing something, and then I just bought a ticket because it was the next showing. So I went and watched it, and I was blown away how much I loved the movie. I thought, wow, this was a great movie. So it's just accidental, but
hey,
what a happy accident.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got to see. That was probably the best movie you saw that day, huh?
It was. And I have liked in the past going to see movies, like they would do the re-releases of classic movies.
Right. Did you?
And
So because I was looking at buying my tickets for this, it's at AMC Theaters is what's doing it. So I was like, oh, I have the AMC app. Let's see, like, the showtimes and stuff. By the way, have you ever been to the AMC at Regency? Is it any good? Is it a good theater?
Well, it's been a long time. It's a bad neighborhood.
Well, exactly. So I was like, because it's either that or I like drive to Orange Park. And I'm just like,
also a bad neighborhood.
Exactly. I'm like, damn it. Why are all the AMCs in bad neighborhoods? I got one that I go to a lot when I'm back home in Orlando. So maybe I just got to go back home to watch Scott Pilgrim.
Maybe.
We'll see. But anyways, while I was looking at the app, the first thing that I saw, I actually want to do, I want to do this live with you because it's so cool. The first thing that I saw was the ability to rent out a private theater.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And the prices are not bad. Let's see. I'm just clicking. No, don't give me the address. This is very entertaining. I was trying to see. I swear. No, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I think I gotta do it like a day later. There we go. So we can see we can see new movies for $250. We rent out the theater. The entire theater. The whole theater for $250.
That's not bad.
We rent out the whole theater, and they got new movies for that, like Nobody, Raya and the Last Dragon, Tom and Jerry, The Courier, Chaos Walking, Boogie. We talked about Boogie earlier. Like Wonder Woman 1984. All these films we can rent out the theater for $250.
It's actually not that bad.
We can rent out the theater for other films for $99, and these ones are more of the reason to do it. Hold on, let me see. We got Back to the Future, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Jurassic World, Scream from 1996, Forrest Gump, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Like,
so how many people can you bring to it?
I don't. They probably have a limit. Hold on. So if I did Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, name, pickup time, associate. No. I'm trying to see if it says exactly. Oh, we can buy our snacks in advance too. Interesting. Continue to purchase. It doesn't say anything about like the number of people we can bring. I mean, I would imagine not more than the seats of the theater.
I'm guessing that as soon as they go back to normal, that's going to change.
Yeah, probably. But I'm so sad that I learned about it now.
Well, yeah, because like that was the whole thing. That was a way for them to keep some kind of money coming in,
right?
During this, so there's there's no way they keep that.
They had DreamWorks Prince of Egypt on that list of movies they were showing, and I'm like, how cool would it be to go see these films on the big screen with like a group of your friends, and the entire theater is yours? That's so cool. You can call out things like, hey, did you know Easter egg? Like I'm that guy, and I can do that without being an asshole because it's only my friends that I'm annoying.
I saw Sharknado, one of the Sharknado movies, live at a movie theater,
yeah.
and they said when you bought the ticket or whatever, it was all they warned you that they encourage people to talk during the movie and to also take pictures and tweet during the movie.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so like the whole time we were just there making jokes. It was really fun.
That's great. It's like the entire audience is doing Mystery Science Theater.
It's exactly what it was like. It was really fun.
Honestly, $100 is not bad to do this, but no. I would pay $100 to see Into the Spider-Verse by myself.
That's weird, but yeah, I get it.
I've gone to a theater by myself, and I'll go, on a weekday at like 10 a.m. in the morning, just so I don't have anybody else there. And it's a wonderful.
What color raincoat were you wearing?
Blue. What is that a reference to?
Oh, that you're a pervert. You were.
Oh, that's weird. Wait, what? I don't understand. I don't understand how that makes.
Yeah. It's a whole thing. I'll explain.
Please, no. Explain it to me now. No, I'm kidding. I will say I did that for like Baby Driver. I went to it was like my 4th time seeing the movie in the theaters, and I went to a 10 a.m. showing on like a weekday, and nobody else was there. I had the entire theater to myself watching Baby Driver, and it was such a great experience. And I'm just like,
wow.
I would pay $99 to ensure, because like I did that before with another movie. I can't remember which one, and like 15 minutes into the film, I'm like enjoying that it's just me, and like 3 old people walked in, and I was like, damn it, you ruined the experience. So I would pay $99 just to ensure that nobody else comes in.
It seems like a lot of money to watch a movie, but I get it.
It's for the experience.
It's that stimulus money, you just,
exactly. I got the stimulus money, and I'm like, I can get rid of $100 to go see Spider-Verse.
Yeah. Right, I get you.
and then literally me after the movie walking out, I'm like, Damn it! I just spent $100 to see Spider-Man.
Like, does anybody got $6 so I can buy some ramen for the week?
But yeah, is there any film that like? Because for me, it's Scott Pilgrim that's like ensuring me to go see this movie. And it's April 30th, so I know like I'll be vaccinated by then, so I'm not gonna be concerned as much. But is there any movie that like? Because, like you said, it's something that you don't need to do. But is there any movie coming out or something that you'd want to see a re-release that would just push you to go see the theater? No? Not even like the new Top Gun?
Mm-mm.
Oh, my God.
I feel comfortable with my stuff at home. Like, my TV's great. My sound system's great. I'm good.
I remember after we saw Onward in that 4DX 4DX experience, I remember you and me both going Top Gun.
Yeah, no, see, now that's okay, so that's a little bit of a different story, right?
Because that's an entirely different theater experience.
That's an experience, you know what I mean? Like that, yeah, that would be incredible.
Can we do that? Can we make the pact now when that movie comes out, you and me go see Top Gun and 4DX?
I don't know if I'll be ready. Maybe if I wear like a flight suit and one of those masks with oxygen on it.
Come on, Top Gun's coming out in like November, right? When is that coming out?
I never know.
That's gonna be
fun.
I
know. That was summertime.
No, I think they pushed it further. I'm gonna keep reminding you, like as we get closer to it, I'm gonna be like 4DX Top Gun.
Right.
I just want us to fall out of the seats. It'll be so crazy.
That is crazy. I saw Quiet Place.
In a 4DX?
Yeah, and it was weird.
That I don't like that. I already don't like that.
It was scary because they were moving a lot because it was like when the camera would move, you would move a little bit with it. And then when the thing would jump out, you're like, ah!
No, I don't. No, I'm already. Oh, that would be this theater like scary experience. I don't like that.
I think that like any movie experience would be improved by that.
Do you think so? Because I think like after we saw Onward, we were like, there are certain scenes that it just does not need it, but it still does it.
I like it. I liked it. You know.
I think for like thrillers and like action films, it makes sense. But you know, like in Onward, there's a very emotional hug in that movie, and I think you and me both like felt the chair move to the hug, and I'm just like,
the
what?
chair was hugging you. The arms.
The arms of the chair came around, and it was like, I'm here. Could you imagine if that happened, like for emotional scenes in movies, the chair like gives you a hug?
Oh yeah.
I would be like, thank you, patting on the chair. You're a good friend.
I really needed that.
You've been with me this whole time. Yeah, and then I guess the other quick thing that I wanted to say for news before we start talking about Falcon and Winter Soldier is that Black Widow got pushed again to July, I think they said 9th or 7th.
Jesus.
But here's the thing, the July 9th, and it's coming out in theaters July 9th, which is what they promised. They said it has to be a theatrical release, but they also know there's plenty of people who don't want to go to the theaters in July 9th. So they're also doing premium access for that as well. So Tank,
great.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to wait like I did with
No, come on.
Yeah,
come on.
I'm not spending $30 to watch that movie.
But maybe you'll be ready for the theater then.
I will not.
Damn it. I'm just saying, like, it's an MCU movie. It's different.
I'm just saying.
I didn't need to see Mulan. I didn't need to see Raya and the Last Dragon. Any other premium access movie, I promise you I don't need to see. But this is a part of an episodic MCU that I've been keeping up with on day one of.
Yeah,
and it's like
3 years old at this point now.
Oh, you mean like in the timeline?
I mean, you're not gonna miss anything.
Could you imagine if they did that with like a movie like Infinity War? They're like,
yeah,
you can see Infinity War, it's just gonna cost you $30. Do you know how much money they would make?
Yeah.
Everybody would pay that. You would pay that.
I would have paid that. Sure.
Yeah, 100%. Sure. Like you can't go to the theater.
I saw Infinity War twice at the theater, and so it cost me $40. Two tickets twice. It's $40. I'm already down 10. So
I saw it once, and I'm such a heartless human being. The ending of Infinity War, so many people in the theater were just like screaming, no, as like your favorite character gets dusted. And
See,
I was just sitting there like an asshole going like, guys, Spider-Man Far From Home has been announced.
that was my thing too. It was like, you watch Black Panther disappear, and you watch
Yeah.
Spider-Man disappear, and
like
everybody's like,
Star-Lord.
no, and I'm like, look, shut up. That's $1 billion box office. They're not going anywhere.
They're not going anywhere.
Not
Calm down.
Now, like if Wanda would have disappeared, that would have been like, oh, she might be gone. But like,
she did disappear.
Well, yeah, but like, I mean, like, but that's like, you didn't know that she was gonna have her own show, so you're just like,
sure, I didn't know she was gonna have her own show, but I can't imagine that like the end of Endgame would have been like, all right, now we're just gonna pick and choose the ones we want to keep. You know, everybody's coming back.
Oh, absolutely, everybody was coming back. You knew that was gonna happen.
100%.
It had to.
Exactly.
It had to.
And that's why, like, in Infinity War, I was that guy that was just like, calm down, everybody. Get over yourselves. Like, people were crying, and I was just like,
yeah. If they had said Spider-Man and Black Panther, I would have been like, okay, maybe this is permanent. But those were their two big box office, bell cows.
Black Panther, before Infinity War, Black Panther was in theaters up until, like half of Infinity War's run. Like, it was in theaters for that long because of how successful that movie is. I'm not sitting watching him get dusted going, yeah, he's gone forever.
I still can't believe that he's gone. Like,
I
mean, like, that's really hard to sometimes wrap your head around.
Yeah, it's rough. I still can't believe that either. And apparently they had some update on Black Panther 2 that they're really excited for what's coming up. They said it's been like a real challenge doing it without Chadwick, but Black Panther 2 is apparently still going to be stellar is what they're saying. So I'm excited.
We'll see about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to top. But yeah, I was that guy in Infinity War who was like, guys, they're coming back.
Like, yeah, they're not gonna.
People were really upset about that one. And like,
I mean, that's good. I am a fan of people being emotionally invested into stuff like that.
Sure, and there's a good chance that a lot of them didn't know. Like my mother, when I showed her Infinity War, she didn't know anything about like what was gonna happen next. She didn't know, because you and me are very much movie people. We keep up with the news and the updates and stuff, and I guess probably the major audiences don't. And my mother, when Infinity War happened and the snap happened and she saw all the people start disappearing, she was like, what? No. And I was just like, yeah, they're gone. Gotta play it up. But so maybe that's the difference, is just, we're so in the loop about everything that we just are like so over it. But like, people were crying and I was just like, really? All right. Okay. Whatever you say. I guess it affects you. I'm just a heartless. I'm just like a heartless human being when it comes to the MCU, I guess. All right. Speaking of the MCU, we're going to talk about Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 2 real quick. Let's give our recommendations. Tank, what do you got for us today?
So I got a movie. A lot of times my recommendation is based on stuff that's running on cable, and then stuff that I haven't seen for a while, and that makes it easy for you guys at home to watch it too. My recommendation is Silver Linings Playbook.
Oh, I love that movie.
Which is a great movie,
so good,
by the way. Terrific performances all the way around. Even Chris Tucker is great in that movie. Robert De Niro just stands around being disapproving all the time. It's a good movie. And then there's a scene with Led Zeppelin playing in the background where he's looking for his wedding video.
Yeah.
And Bradley Cooper gives this manic performance, and the music paired with his performance is just it's hyper manic, and it just gives you anxiety, and it's just like so well done. And the whole movie's really great. So that's my recommendation.
That's one of those movies that when I watched it afterwards, I was just like, I don't need to watch this again for a long time, just because of how it made me feel. Also, I'm not a huge Jennifer Lawrence fan, but that's my favorite of her films.
So she is in that movie, like she's fine, whatever. I'm not a fan either necessarily.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
But I'm not a fan. I thought in that movie she was great.
Mm-hmm.
She is that her personality in that movie mirrors so closely somebody that was in my circle of friends at the time.
Oh.
That's really crazy. And
so
like
now when you watch that movie, you think of that person?
absolutely,
Wow.
1,000%, because she's so crazy and so like, and not to belittle mental
Yeah, sure.
health.
You
That's
don't mean crazy in like, the offensive way. Just in,
no, I mean like her whole demeanor is just, and that's the way this person was, just driven by what they want, and what everybody
sure.
else wants comes secondary. And putting so this was like a real weird trip for me, especially rewatching it now,
Yeah.
a decade after that situation,
Yeah.
kind of looking back. So it's but it is really a great movie with some really great performances, and definitely worth a rewatch
Yeah,
if you get a chance.
she's really good in it. Bradley Cooper's really good in it. Like it's a great movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mine is actually, it's so funny because I was like going through the AMC like private movie rental things, and I was like, damn it, the movie I'm recommending today is on here. Scream. The original Scream.
Ah.
It is probably in my top 3 favorite horror films, just because it's essentially supposed to be a satire of a horror film that just happened to be a really good horror film. Like they put all of the tropes about horror on its head and kind of make fun of it while also, you know, shining in that genre so much. One of my favorite scenes in that movie is when all the kids in the in the house party are watching the TV, and I think it's Seth Green's character who's like, no. So you're not supposed to say, I'll be right back. That's like, the killer's going to get you. And then Matthew Lillard's character is like, haha, okay, man, I'm going to get a beer. You want anything? And he's like, no, I'm fine. And he's like, okay, I'll be right back. And then he doesn't come back. It's really good.
First of all, let me just correct you. It's not Seth Green. He's not in that movie. It's Jamie Kennedy.
Oh my God. He just comes across as Seth Green. Wait, hold on. Am I wrong? Hold on.
Yeah, it's not Seth Green. It's Jamie Kennedy.
What is Seth Green in? Did he play? Was he in Scary Movie?
I don't know.
Oh my God! He comes across so much as Seth Green. Oh I'm so embarrassed.
Yeah, that was really bad for us. But yeah, great movie. What a great movie! Like one of the only horror movies I like. I remember at the time seeing it at the theater, and
wow.
we all loved it. So yeah, that's a great pick. That's a good pick.
Scream 2 also really great.
Yeah, then they started getting ridiculous after that.
I think Scream 3 was the first sign of like, oh no. But apparently the new one they're working on, Scream 5, is going to be great.
Is it a reboot or is it a sequel?
I think it's a sequel, but like they've been talking highly about like the script, and like, a lot of the original cast is coming back. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they do with it. But yeah, so those are our picks: Silver Linings Playbook and Scream. Please give them a watch and tell us what you think. But so we're gonna start talking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then after that we're gonna do the Snyder Cut. So spoilers for both of those. We figured we'd do Falcon and the Winter Soldier first because that's probably the thing most people are excited to talk about, especially today. So spoilers for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but general opinion, I thought this episode was fantastic, and it definitely made me even more excited for this show. Tank, without a spoiler, what did you think of the episode?
I mean, same. I mean, just really blew me away how the quality of the episode
so great.
Really just blew me away.
Yeah. So this, well, we're just gonna get right into it. So spoilers for Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 2. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it. It's a fantastic show so far, and episode 2 really blew me away. So the episode starts with the introduction of the character of John Walker, who at the end of the last episode became the new Captain America. After Sam gave away the shield, and then the museum guy or whatever government official he was, he gave it to John Walker, who is now like the new Captain America. Some soldier who's got plenty of great accolades behind him, but he is just some soldier they picked to be the next Captain America. He doesn't have super strength, but he's very skilled fighter. You get to see him use the shield in the episode, and he clearly knows how to use it. And I love how they're doing him, because in the comics he's a straight up like evil Captain America. Like, he doesn't deserve it, and he has the powers of Captain America, just not the morals. But this guy really seems like a good soldier who's trying to do the right thing, and he realizes that he's got some huge shoes to fill, while at the same time just trying to get Bucky and Sam to work with him. And I don't know, what do you think of the character of him so far?
I mean, so far so good. You can start to see kind of a little bit of him kind of getting frustrated with Sam and Bucky, because they're not really interested in working with him, because number one, Captain America is their friend, and number two, because it all feels a little disrespectful to them. I got to give kudos to Marvel for dealing directly with race in America in these episodes. I was really surprised, because that's not really Marvel's thing.
No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it took them 10 years to give us a movie led by somebody who wasn't a white male. So the fact that they're starting to touch on these issues now is very, very exciting, because they're doing it well.
And the fact that, again, this is spoilers, but the fact that there was what I love about this show so far.
Yeah.
We're 2 episodes in. What I love about this is we're seeing Sam Falcon as a man.
Yeah.
As a man who he is, with financial problems, with a family to deal with dealing with race in this country. He goes to Isaiah's house. I don't know who that is. I don't know in the comic books. Is that a guy that you know of?
Would you like me to tell you about Isaiah Bradley?
Are they going to tell us? Because if they're going to tell us, I want to wait. I hope.
I don't know how much they're going to tell us.
Well, we'll wait. So, because I don't want to blow it for anybody else either.
Let me just say, Isaiah Bradley is like, the moment I realized it was him in the episode, I like screamed with glee. I was so excited that they're keeping his origin story like comic book accurate, which is very exciting. So let me just say, him being in the show is a huge deal.
So
I'm excited.
Yeah. So when they go to his house and they're on their way walking, and they're past a kid who goes, "Hey, you're the Black Falcon." And,
which, by the way, was that a Key and Peele reference?
I don't know, but it was, number one, it was a funny moment, but it was a great moment. But it's also such a telling thing about where we are racially in this country right now.
Yes.
And like that whole section of the show was, and I like that it didn't feel preachy. It felt real.
Yeah, it absolutely did.
You know what I mean? Like, and the police came and they were harassing Sam until they realized who he was. That
oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize. I didn't recognize you without the goggles. I'm like, get the. But
also, the Isaiah thing was fun because that him and Bucky have a history.
Yep.
And then you realize that there's like much more going on in the world than we know from the MCU, and Sam's upset because he realizes that all this time there's been a black super soldier, and nobody's told anybody. So this guy is a hero, you know what I mean, that they've mistreated and that they've used, and then he doesn't even get his name mentioned in the roll call. And I mean, that is like so real. Like, that is such a real, you know what I mean? And it's
the reason why I'm smiling is because you are hitting the nail on the head for his comic book representation as well.
I mean, that's what it is. You know what I mean? Like, he's out there and he's a hero, and he fought Winter Soldier, and he's still got his strength, by the way, because he put a can of Altoids into a wall, which was dope. That whole sequence was incredible and was really so well done. So then, not only do we have that, which was great, but I got to tell you, the way they keep coming up with action each week.
Oh my God! Right?
That scene on the trucks with the people fighting on the trucks.
Super entertaining.
So entertaining. It's the most entertaining thing I've seen with trucks since Transformers.
Can I so can we talk about the Flag Smashers a little bit? That
Please,
group?
Yes. Yes.
Because it sounds like they're not gonna do the comic accurate version of Flag Smashers, but the thing is I'm okay with that. Because Flag Smasher is kind of another like evil Captain America in a way. He's somebody who wanted to
kind of like a nega Captain America.
Kind of. His whole point was no more flags. Like the one world is unified. And now what they're doing in the show is they're going, okay, instead of Flag Smasher being a man, Flag Smasher is a group of people, all with that goal, all because of the blip, which is genius, by the way.
It's a really, really smart way to modernize it.
100%. And they made like the reason for wanting no flags, they made that super prevalent, like and made it work in the MCU. Flag Smasher was a super soldier in the comics, and now all of these Flag Smasher like people in the group all have super soldier abilities, which I know more about like comic book characters and stuff, so you're gonna get to see why they do, and I have a good theory as to why they do, and I'm really excited for that character to make an appearance in the show. Like this is
well, so you got a lot of stuff going on. You got a lot of stuff going on with that. First of all, maybe they're not as evil as we think they are.
Yes, they come across way more as like an organization that has a nice goal in mind, but in the end they're gonna be,
their means are unacceptable.
Exactly.
So that was interesting. But also what I found interesting about them and everything was that there's somebody controlling, and there's somebody that they're afraid of.
I know who it is.
You know what I mean? Do you really?
I do.
Is it Zemo?
No, it's not Zemo, but they do name drop him. And that's the thing that I'm super excited about, because like it's a really great character in the comics. So I'm like, this is going to be so cool. Like the show's going to be so great. Like this episode set up way more than I thought the show was going to set up, and boy, like that first episode was great, but I was like, yeah, I don't think this show's gonna top WandaVision though. That last episode got me really excited.
You know what I really love about what they're doing with these shows is that the Infinity Wars and the Endgames are the 30,000 feet view of what's going on.
Right.
But these shows are able to get down on the street level and show you what's happening in the world after the blip. After the blip happened, now there's people who are hungry because we don't have enough now.
Yeah.
Because we've been 5 years producing for half of the world.
Yeah.
And now everybody else is back. And it's mind-blowing how brilliant that it is of them to make this work like this. And frankly, like I've loved WandaVision. I was like, wow, it's going to be hard for them to top them. I'm already way more invested into this show because of its action.
Yeah, the action is really selling it.
The action is so solid. You don't typically get to see action like this in a TV show.
Dude, when John Walker like joins them on the truck, I was like, oh, like I know we're not supposed to really like you, but damn, this is really good.
Well, when the guy, his partner, who has the stupidest name,
dude, I knew his name before he said it, and literally, it's like, I was like, don't say it, and he goes, Battlestar, and I was like, no.
And then Bucky's like, all right, that's it, I'm out.
That's what I love, by the way. Bucky, like. He's done because he's like, these idiots are just trying to be superheroes.
Right. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And honestly, like, so that guy seems like a good guy. You know what I mean?
I think both of them are.
Yeah, and right now, he seems like a good guy, and he's just trying to do the right thing. And I love how also it's funny. The show is funny as well.
Oh my god, like the big three.
Therapy scene. Oh my god. Oh, the big three. dude, all of that was. He's like, sorcerers are just wizards without hats. He's like, I just made that up.
I just made that up.
That is
I loved. What are we fighting Gandalf now? You know Gandalf? And he's like, I read The Hobbit in 1937.
I mean, good God, that's so funny. And it's like, dude, it's like Lethal Weapon for superheroes, and I love it.
Yeah,
and
it's
I
really
love
great.
every minute of it. And it's just like, I'm so excited to see what they've got in store for us, because they did such a great job with WandaVision. I can't imagine where they're going to take us next. I can't imagine how you top the action that we've already seen. That windsuit fight was amazing. That truck top fight was amazing.
Dude, were you heartbroken with Red Wing?
No.
I was like, that's his boy. That's his little boy. He loves that thing.
Let's just replace it.
It's Tony Stark who built it.
That's fine.
I mean, he learned how to like repair it. I don't know if he knows how to like completely rebuild the thing.
There's probably another one. That's gonna be fine.
Probably, but it broke my heart.
You're making fun of people who saw Spider-Man die and got sad. And you're upset about it. You're upset about a drone.
Because I knew Spider-Man was coming back.
You know, Red Wing's coming back.
I don't know that, but I will say Red Wing is. Did you know Red Wing's a real bird in the comics?
I did know that. I actually did know that. Yeah. I don't know much about the comics, but I did know that. I'm completely blown away by this show so far, and I'm so impressed with the people that do this stuff. And I mean, man, I think they're gonna realize that they could just do shows like this, be super duper successful, throw out a movie that brings them all together, and then start it over. You know what I mean? And like, you're gonna be just building a house of gold, because this is like so good, and the fan service is amazing. Kudos to the way they're handling everything. It just seems perfect to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like the way they're handling social issues, which I feel like they've never really done before. I feel like they're doing it the right way, and not doing it overly preachy, but recognizing that there is something that we need to have a discussion about.
And also, obviously, you know, racism as a social issue is very prevalent in the show in the best way. But the other
you might want to reword that.
No, you know, like they're doing it well is what I mean. You know what I mean? Like, but the other thing that I'm appreciating that they're also doing, because it's like dealing with racism is like part of the show in Sam's case, and then Bucky's is like being like the veteran who came home. You know, he's got to go to he got arrested for not making a therapy session,
and not being able to escape your past.
Yes, exactly. I mean?
Because so like the Isaiah still hates Bucky.
Yep.
Because of the fight they had, and he blames him for all the people that he kills. When in reality, Bucky was, I mean, that wasn't even him. You know what I mean? He was completely being controlled, and he helped save the world.
Yep.
This, you know, and no matter what he does, he can't get away from the fact that he's nothing but a killer. You know what I mean? Like, so I mean, I think that's like.
What was rule number 2?
Don't hurt anybody.
Goodbye, Doc.
Dude.
Why is this show so good?
It's so good.
Oh my God.
Watch them all.
That therapy session, like, I know you mentioned it real quick, but that whole like Bucky really got emotional there for a moment, where he says, like, you know, if he was wrong about you, that means he was wrong about me. And my first thought of that went to, like, Buck thinks that he might have been worthy of the shield or something. That's not what it was. It was him being a good person. It was him not being the Winter Soldier. He's not that person. So broke my heart.
The line where he goes, "Oh, look at you! A couple years in Wakanda, and all of a sudden you're White Panther."
And he's like,
he goes,
White Wolf.
No, White Wolf.
He's like, what?
That's amazing. But like, yeah, totally. That identity stuff is like so good for this, and like
it really
such
is.
such a like welcome part to me and shows about superheroes because it really gives them depth of character.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder, like, when that scene was funny. That scene was really funny, but there was also like a lot of reality in that.
There was.
And it makes you wonder. So like, we never really got to the heart, I don't feel like, of why Sam gave the shield up.
Well,
like,
yeah,
he said what he said, but I feel like there's more to it.
Sam also doesn't think he's worthy of it. Like, that was the first thing he said. It belongs to someone else. It doesn't. It's like
it absolutely doesn't.
So
and,
we're gonna see him become Captain America.
You think they'll make him a super soldier?
Sam?
Yeah.
Maybe. He doesn't need to be. Like, that's
I don't know. He was getting his ass kicked pretty handily on that truck.
That little girl kicked your ass.
That's what he said.
Can we also talk about I thought of that scene again with the whole like, it's White Wolf. What? And then it's the part after where he's like, so what? There's 5 of them. I got a vibranium arm, and he's like, I can fly. Who gives a shit?
I mean, like, how funny is that?
It's so good. It's so good.
So funny, dude. And it's like there's a lot of that, like, really good, like, buddy cop banter.
Yeah, the banter's perfect of this show.
So clever, and and it's funny because it's like, even though they have problems with each other, they still see each other outside and better than the new Captain America and Battlestar.
I love the fact that they absolutely like hate each other right now. But for a fact, this entire journey of them trying to be better than the new Captain America and Battlestar, it's literally just going to be like, that's what's going to bring them together, is this fight.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm so ready for it.
Me too, and they're going to become best friends, and this is absolutely a show that could go on. I don't think this is like WandaVision, like where that's like a kind of a one-off. I think this is a show that could absolutely carry on and do more stuff. But
sure,
who knows if it will? I'm here for it, dude, and I'm so stoked for the rest of the show. It sucks that I have to wait to watch it.
I know. It was so funny too because like this felt like a very long week. Like, I had to remind myself that this episode was coming out, and now I'm just like, now we're back to where we were with WandaVision, because I'm like, dude, they just showed off Zemo at the end of this last episode, and I'm like, next episode, Zemo! And did you notice they did the same shot from Civil War when they were getting to Zemo?
The music.
Exact same shot. I'm like, oh, this is going to be so good.
So good, bro. It's so good. I'm so excited.
But yeah, this show has also introduced, like, 5 other superheroes in the comics without people realizing it. Like, oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Dude, I'm stoked. I'm real stoked.
This show is really, really great. Oh my God, we just hit an hour. All right, let's do Snyder Cut real quick.
Okay. All right, so Snyder Cut, here we
go. Spoilers for the Snyder Cut. Tank, what did you think of it after all 4 hours?
That was great. Here's the thing, though, man, and everybody's been like, "Oh, the Snyder Cut's so much better than the other one." Blah blah blah. Any movie that you have 4 hours to do can be great because you have the ability to close holes and so it's not really a fair comparison.
Well, because that's what I said. I said like the problem is it is better, but it's because we have 2 hours to get used to these characters that should have had their own solo movies to begin with. That's not Zack Snyder's fault. That's DC's fault. They didn't. They didn't decide to let us enjoy these characters on their own right, and then bring them in for Justice League. They instead decided to do 4 hours, 2 hours of slow, just getting to know people, and then 2 hours of like a movie.
I thought that made a world of difference for us to be able to see them in their own worlds and doing their own things. You know what I mean? I thought that was it made a huge difference.
That slow motion scene with the Flash and his girl like getting in the car accident.
That was awesome.
It was
that
great.
girl is like famous. Like, so
the actress?
I'm guessing. Yes.
I haven't recognized the actress, but she was cast in the original 2017 Justice League. But all of her stuff got cut. So
is that gonna be Iris? Do you think?
yeah, she's Iris. So
There you go.
and then she also she has also been casted for the Flash movie coming out.
So here's what I hate about the Flash.
Is how he runs.
How he runs is stupid.
It's so
like,
dumb.
what is that? Like, what? Like, has this person ever run in their life? Like,
Because that's the other thing. I don't dislike Ezra Miller, but I do hate the Flash in this movie.
I like Ezra Miller as Barry Allen.
Yeah.
I don't mind him at all. I feel like he should be a little bit cooler as Barry Allen.
Yes, because there are certain lines to this day that I just can't handle. Like him catching the Batarang and going like, "Can I keep this?" Fine. Totally fine. I love that. That's actually very great. Him doing the whole like, "Yes, I don't have friends." And he's like doing the awkward like poking his face. I'm like, "Dude, like this isn't coming off how you want it to, or at least it wasn't for me." And also I'm sick of them taking Barry Allen and just saying, "Oh, he's Wally West." For those who know like the differences in Flashes, Barry Allen's not funny. He's not a funny guy. He doesn't crack wise. Wally West's Flash is the silly one.
Well, now in the Justice League animated universe,
yes, every iteration of the Flash has been like Barry Allen, and they keep making him funny. Like he's more serious as a character, but they keep making him funny, and I'm like, if you're gonna make him funny, just make him Wally West. It's not a huge deal, but you know, also Ezra Miller would probably be better as Wally West.
Wally West,
because he's younger, and Wally West is a younger character. I don't know.
We really got. I feel like we got a lot more out of Cyborg this time.
Cyborg is literally the reason why this movie's good, in my opinion. Like he said,
I still don't care for the way they made him look.
No, I've to this day I still think his outfit is dumb.
It's very Megatron-ish, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
But the character development, like the Vic Stone stuff, I thought was amazing. Especially like I thought the way they tell the story, and it's like, you know, him walking through the story.
Yes.
As Vic Stone.
Yes.
I thought that was like a really cool way to
keep the guy, keep the actor. To,
yeah.
Like, keep seeing the actor.
I thought the exposition of that was like really cool, and like I really appreciated that. So, and again, that's something you can do if you have 4 hours to tell a story.
Absolutely, yeah. The movie works because it's so long, which is kind of horrible to say, because anybody can make can make a good movie when it's 8 hours.
Exactly. Like you can't, but the problem is that nobody can sit down and watch a 4-hour movie in one setting all the time. Like I'm sure a lot of people did, because of this and this being what it is. But most of the time, I'm not going to sit down and watch a 4-hour movie. I didn't. I watched this in increments. You know, I watched some of it in my office when I had time, because my wife wasn't interested, so I had to find time on my own to watch it. So. But we got more Batfleck, which I was a fan of.
Me too.
Aquaman was great. There was some stuff I thought kind of retconned a little bit of the Aquaman story from the standalone movie.
A little bit, but again, this was supposed to be told earlier than that movie came out. Anyways, it's weird.
It was Mira. She was raised by his mom in the Justice League movie, and realized she had Dolph Lundgren as a dad.
Yeah, that's right.
And she had a British accent in this one.
Yeah, where did that accent come from? I was like, did she have that in the Aquaman movie?
She did not. She did not have it in the Aquaman movie. And also, Willem Dafoe's hair was atrocious in this movie.
Yeah, it's wet, buddy. It's just wet.
It looked bad. But other than that, those are small little.
Those are very specific things. Yeah.
But like, it's one of those things where like I like my stories to be consistent, and that's what I would like to have seen. But
they also showed off that every character has a familial issue in the movie. I think everyone other than Batman, surprisingly, has something that has to do with family in the movie. Probably because Batman's making a family, but you know, Victor Stone, it's a lot about his dad. Flash, it's him trying to clear his dad's name. Wonder Woman, she's, you know, basically being taunted by Steppenwolf and his, you know, people about her mom back on Themyscira, and Superman's whole like suit up scene is like, being a big fan of Superman and the Man of Steel movies, I cried like a bitch.
Superman is like really my two dads with this cat. You know what I mean? Because he's got one dad who's telling him, go be Superman, and one dad who's telling him, maybe just keep it a secret. And then,
that's the one thing I don't really like about. Well, there's plenty of things I don't like about Man of Steel, but the Kent's whole thing is that they encourage Superman to be a hero.
I also don't like that. I loved Kevin Costner as his dad, and I wish he wouldn't have died.
Yeah, I loved him as his dad too, and his scene in Batman v Superman was really nice. Do you remember him showing up in that one? Like when he goes to the mountain? Oh, so nice. But also they have that great like moment where he's hearing both versions of his dad in his ear, and then they both speak at the same time for him to fly. It's just so powerful.
I also really liked the different Superman suits in the spaceship.
I did too. They were like the armor from Krypton, and I really liked that too.
I thought that was really neat. There's a ton of stuff in this to like, and that, like I said, it's because you have so much to choose from. Whereas from the first movie, you didn't. You can't. The beauty and the way the shots were and things like that were great, and you respect that. But again, you can't do that when you got 2 hours. That's why this whole thing, if you do something, and this is a good lesson for you young folks out there, if you do something to make a quick buck, that's all you're gonna do. You know what I mean? Like if they're trying to establish the DCEU to get a piece of the market share, make some dough, and that's it. But if you go out and you really make something and you really put your heart into it and you make it with love, you're gonna make money, and it's gonna be great. That's the MCU. The MCU is done with love, and it's handled by people who aren't trying to make the quick buck because they can see the long game. Because they're playing chess, they're not playing checkers. You know what I mean? The DCEU people, those people are playing checkers.
Yeah.
They're trying to make that money right now instead of looking down the road at how this whole universe can unfold and become something more. And it's not just about the money. And no matter what you say for the MCU people, it's not just about the money. Now, they're going to make a lot of money.
Sure, because it
that's
works.
What they do.
It's successful.
Because it works. But since it's somebody that already has money, Disney, they just let them do their thing.
It's very true.
And if DC would do that same thing, if they would put it in the hands of people who handle it respectfully and understand the product, then it would be incredible. Now, I like the Snyder cut, but the things that you told me that Snyder was thinking about doing makes me believe that he doesn't have the kind of respect for the source material that I wish he had.
No, he doesn't. But the thing is, like, people still want to see it. The Restore the Snyderverse has been the new hashtag that's going around constantly because people want to see his vision fulfilled. They confirmed in a tweet that like there's that scene where Lois is like looking in her drawer and there's a pregnancy test, and they confirm, oh yeah, she is pregnant in the film. And I'm like, that's more shit from the original Snyder verse. And I'm just like, all right. I did want to ask, what did you think of Martian Manhunter?
I liked him. It's cool that he set out to fight.
Yeah.
Like, thanks. And
I was kind of hoping he would show up at the end.
Yeah, and again, like being not a comics guy, but the animated DC Universe guy.
Yeah.
I love Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, he's great
as a character. I would have loved to have seen some Green Lantern stuff in this.
Yeah, I'm happy we got to see that little like, prehistoric, like the first fight thing, and that was cool and everything. But I was also like, like when you see the ring like go up and fly off, I was like, and there it goes to find Hal Jordan or John Stewart. Maybe,
dude, John Stewart's the man.
John Stewart's the best Green Lantern.
So
fight me.
Again, like not to keep comparing everything to the animated DCEU, but there is a scene in one of the Batman movies. I don't remember which one it is, where Hal Jordan and Batman meet, and they're walking through a sewer, and they're getting ready to fight Superman. And Hal Jordan's like talking a lot of shit. Yeah, I could create this all with sheer will. What can you do? He's like, nothing. He's like, you know how many powers? He's like, nope. And he's like, I'm standing in a sewer with a guy with no powers. And here I am with this ring, and he looks at it, and he doesn't have his ring on, and Batman's holding it in his hand. And he's like, how do you do this? Is this just with your thoughts? And it's like, I mean, like, that's like,
so awesome.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, there needs to be that, the way they handled it with that, like, why they should just adapt those. You know what I mean? Like,
at
why
this
can't
point, yeah,
I
should.
just don't understand like why they're making it so complicated. Why do they make things so complicated when it doesn't have to be?
I totally agree. What was that? You got some thunder rolling?
No idea. I don't know what that was. I don't like it though. Well, we got some guy shoes in this motherfucker.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap up in a moment, anyways. But I have to ask you one more thing about the Snyder Cut. What'd you think of the epilogue?
I didn't hate it as much as you did.
I hated it.
I didn't think it was that long. I didn't
30
mind
minutes.
it. I just it was one of those things where I was glad to see Martian Manhunter, and I'd like to see him more. I thought it was a lot of it was unnecessary.
The post-apocalyptic stuff all could have been out of it.
Absolutely, we don't need any of that.
I hated all of the discussion between Joker and Batman.
And here's another thing. Batman's not a psychic. So why are they trying to make him a psychic in these movies?
Yeah, he keeps it like, yeah, he had a horrible vision dream of the future. Yes. And I'm just like, why?
Yeah, he doesn't have that power. So I'm out on that. But yeah, everything else on it was fine. I actually thought Jared Leto's version of the Joker and this was better.
It was better than his Suicide Squad one. I don't deny that. It's still, I still didn't like it.
No, it's still pretty bad, but better.
You know what I did like? I liked Superman in Metropolis looking up, walking into an alleyway, and ripping his shirt off to reveal the Superman logo. That's what I liked.
He's got no more phone booths, man. I don't know.
He's got no more what? Excuse me?
Phone booths. Phone booths to step in.
Phone booths aren't a thing anymore.
He has to go into a porta potty somewhere. And
he's got to go into he's got to hide behind electric scooter rental places. He's like, I got the app, but hold on, and he just hides.
It's the same thing like with G.I. Joe. I think it's one of those things where like I don't understand why people have to make it so complicated.
I agree.
The source material's perfect.
It is.
So don't overthink it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
People keep saying I think they would have liked the Snyderverse, but only if it was its own like separate comic book series and not feature-length films that are representing all of DC and its creation. That's the part that's like, yeah, just stick to the source material. And Marvel doesn't do it all the time, but they try to make it make sense.
But when they do modernize it or shift from the story, it's in a way that makes sense.
Yeah, like with Flag Smasher, we were just talking about that with Winter Soldier, like Falcon and Winter Soldier. Like Flag Smasher is a character that could exist in the MCU, but the way that they're doing it in the MCU now is probably better. And I don't know. I think I'm really excited for all of what the MCU is doing, but hopefully what DC is learning from this experience.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think that's going to do it for today.
About time.
Yeah,
Jesus,
that was
a long one.
Thank you.
I can't imagine anybody sticking around this long.
Thank you so much for watching and listening on No Talking During the Movies on YouTube and following us on Instagram. Tank, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling super.
Man. All right. Well, with that, I am your host, Stephen Austin.
I'm your co-host, Tank.
And we will see you next time, guys. Bye.